I'm Kevin Coleman reporting for the Sada Post, and I am here in the current Middle Ages, as we like to call it, over in Greenfield. This is one of my hobbies, hanging out with members of the Society for Creative Anachronism. And it's a sort of scholarly reenactment group, and this is an event in Greenfield this weekend. One of several events that happen in the area by different groups.
Right.
So could you introduce yourself and the group that's sponsoring this?
Sure. My name's Ziofer, and I'm the Seneschal here in the Canton of Woods End. We've been active here since 2018. We have roughly 25 folks that kind of float in and out, and we got active because we live kind of an hour away from all the other meetings, and it isn't always convenient to run to. It wasn't always convenient to run to Dayton or Cincinnati or Columbus. And a couple of us had talked about the idea of doing a local group, and it just kind of lined up to where us and another couple, actually two other couples, had kind of gotten together and said, you know, let's get together and have a good time. And so we started getting together and practicing combat and fencing. And they're like, well, do we want to do this in a more organized fashion? So we approached the Middle Marches, which is the barony that we're in, and we spoke with them, and we had to get a sponsoring group, and actually Tierenwind was our sponsor. And what they do is they kind of show us the ropes, show us how a group functions, what the officers do. Like I'm the Seneschal, which kind of organizes the officers and the reports and kind of helps keep things moving. And we have a chatelaine that helps new folks. We have our Minister of Arts and Science that works on non-combat functions, as far as everything from calligraphy to brewing to cord making to you name it, anything a culture would have done, and just in their day-to-day activities, we either have somebody that does it, or we could probably find you somebody that is teaching it or is happy to show folks how it's done.
As I like to say, we Stadians tend to know too much. We're more than happy to talk about it and share it.
Right. It's a hobby that helps you acquire other hobbies.
It does. And so yeah, we just...
And the two of you are Vikings,
yes.
Air quotes,
yep.
Various Scandinavian cultures.
Yep, we do Norse culture, and we 10th century, and what we try to do is, we try to learn as much as we can, and what their day-to-day life would have been, and how they would have lived, and the hobbies that they had, or what they would have eaten, or what they would have worn, how they made it.
It's not all combat and sword and shield.
Exactly. And I know they had the Toffel game set up earlier, which is kind of not like Norse chess. It's like Capture the King, and just the different aspects of their day-to-day lives. And
right now there's dancing going on.
Yes, we got dancing.
And cooking.
Yep, they're actually Team Anubis is cooking the feast for today, and they're actually doing a teaching sighting of it as well. So if folks want to understand what it is to help prepare a feast, or if they want to understand like what's going into the
menu plan
for the day.
And I like to say that the air quote feast that the SCA provides, it's just about professionally made food,
Oh, yeah.
dirt cheap, great company,
Oh, yeah.
and an attempt at authenticity with settings, table settings and such.
But I mean, it's fascinating. We always enjoyed like the Renaissance festivals, and always enjoyed martial arts and just history in general. And the SCA really is just a wonderful combination of all those. It's people that love to get together and create, live in a different time, and just have fun.
And the SCA is a little more scholarly than Renaissance festivals and the Rennies.
Right.
But to each their own. I visit the Renaissance Festival myself.
Yeah, we still go, and we love the Ohio Renaissance Festival there in Harveysburg. We go 2 or 3 times each year, and we usually garb up and go out there and have a great time. And,
So do I.
And I mean, even here in the SCA, I mean, it's your hobby, it's your time, it's your money. I mean, it's what you want to make of it. So, I mean, if you want to be very serious about it, you're more than welcome to. And if you want to be very casual about it, you can do that as well. So.
As for me, I focus on Ireland of about 1,000 years ago and the inscribing calligraphy of the time period. Would you compare yourselves, the Canton of Woods End, to the Lost Vikings Horde in Asheville?
I'm actually a member of the Lost Viking Horde, and I have been for quite some time. They are fantastic people. I love what they do with the Asheville Festival as far as collecting canned goods for the pantries there in the region, and I always love catching up with them at the Renaissance Festival. We're similar, and I know they have their gatherings and their
big festival
that they do as well, and yeah, we have a lot of parallels.
All right, and I should also point out that the SCA is the structure is based on medieval royalty and
we have
the whole lifestyle.
Yeah, we have in the Middle Kingdom, which is most of the Ohio region, and a little bit of Kentucky, a little bit of Michigan, a little bit of Indiana. The king and queen is decided by combat, and some of the other kingdoms they do an ANS competition, or some of them do. I believe some of them do fencing. But for the Middle Kingdom, it's combat.
And that's SCA rules heavy combat, which is wooden swords but full armor.
Yes, they do rattan, and fully armored, safety first. You've got to meet the safety guidelines, and because at the end of the day, you don't want anyone hurt. You want to be able to enjoy the combat and hug each other when it's done, and be healthy to fight another day.
But it's definitely not like play fighting. It's I mean you're actually swinging to hit.
It's full contact.
You're swinging as hard as you would a real sword, and it's a matter of honor whether your opponent feels it.
Accepts the blow.
Yeah. Because you have an agreed calibration, and each combatant understands that there's a certain amount that is acceptable, and if it's too light, you let them know so that they can bring up their calibration, or if it's too heavy, you can let them know so they kind of bring their calibration in line. That way, everybody's safe, and everybody, has a good time. So.
As for me, the pen is mightier than the sword, although I do want to get into some more fighting, being a stick jaw. Well, there's a lot to explain about a society that's more than 50 years old, so we can just do the capsule summary here.
Yeah.
But I might go around and show a little more detailed view of what's going on here. But in closing, can you introduce yourselves again and the group?
Again, my name is Yofer, and
That's your Scadian name.
That's my Scadian name. My name is Mark Linden in the modern world, and welcome to the Canton of Woods End.
And my SCA name is Tira, and my modern name is Heidi. And I am in charge of arts and sciences for Woods End.
And behind the camera, I am Kevin Coleman, but I'm also Mehura Macneil Coleman, an Irishman of 1,000 years ago. So,
just like it sounds.
So those of you watching this video, do check out some of the amazing and unusual resources in the area, the groups, the people, the skills.
And if people are interested, there's 2 great videos online, SCA, The Dream, and SCA, Welcome Home. And it kind of gives you a taste of what the SCA is about.
And there's also SCA.org for the overall organization, and each group and Woods End has its own.
Yep.
So it's everywhere.
And what is the name on the Facebook page?
You can find us on facebook.com/Canton Woods End. And it'll take you to our primary page, and it'll have a link to the group chat that goes on, and everyone's welcome.
And also you can drill down through SCA.com to find all the regional and local groups.
Yeah, you can go in through the maps and work with your city and zip code, and it'll get you pointed in the right direction.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.